Shots fired!
701.
Get inside!
PD units.
Go, go, go!
Shot in the head.
New body cam video released by the Uvalde mayor shows the frantic first moments police arrived on scene at Robb Elementary. This video taken by Uvalde Police Sergeant Daniel Coronado as he made his way inside the building. But within moments, more gunshots.
Shots fired inside the building, Uvalde!
Which building?
I can't break. Somebody can break.
Careful, guys, shot fired.
Line up. Two of you guys line up. Stay there. Can't break in here. Can you somebody break? He's in this classroom right here on the right. Anybody in there?
Take cover, guys.
After taking cover outside, Sergeant Coronado gives his first update on the situation to responding officers.
Okay, guys, he's inside this building. We have him contained. He's gonna be on the building on the west side of the property. Careful with the windows facing east, right there.
Minutes later, Coronado tells dispatch what he believes is happening, that the gunman is in one of the school's offices, not a classroom.
Male subject's in the school on the west side of the building. He's contained. We got multiple officers inside the building at this time. He believes he's barricaded in one of the offices. Male subject is still shooting.
But as the minutes continue to tick by, the urgency first seen by the initial response fades away. Instead, Uvalde police officers are seen hunkering down, waiting for more backup. Critical moments pass by at a time children were still alive in the classroom. At one point, you can hear Sergeant Coronado asking for permission to open a door into the hallway, where armed officers are already inside.
Officers inside the building, am I clear to open the door here on the south side of the building?
It's after this moment that we learn that Uvalde Consolidated Independent School District Police Chief Pete Arredondo is inside the building, as other officers crowd around looking for guidance. Arredondo has been a central figure in the state's investigation of the shooting. DPS Director Steve McCraw calling his actions on the day of the massacre a, quote, abject failure. As more officers arrive and more in action, you can hear police begin to seek direction.
What are we doing here?
We also have video from Officer Justin Mendoza, who also arrived on the scene. At 11:58 local time, police helped the first students and teachers from a nearby classroom escape the building. At the same time, Sergeant Coronado can be seen helping children escape from a window outside. At this point, it had been nearly 25 minutes since police first entered the building. More than 12 minutes later, we get our first glimpse of Chief Arredondo in the hallway of Robb Elementary. You can hear him pleading with the gunman to give up, but seemingly unaware that children may still be inside the classroom.
Let me know if there's any kids in there or anything. This could be peaceful. Could you tell me your name? Anything I can know, please?
Moments later, a critical piece of the puzzle from the camera of Officer Mendoza. 911 dispatch gives a chilling account from a student still in the classroom.
You have a child on the line.
Hey, what was that?
It's going to be room 12. I will need to I think he is in the room full of victims at this moment.
And yet, even with that information, 6 minutes go by without any sort of response. Then we see Arredondo with a set of keys, trying and failing to make entry into a classroom near where the gunman is barricaded, eventually handing the keys off to another officer, who does make entry. More heavily armored officers arrive, but no one gives the order to go in. Then suddenly, a new round of gunfire. But after those gunshots, Arredondo again tries to talk with the shooter.
Can you hear me, sir?
And again, minutes later,
Sir, if you can hear me, please put your firearm down, sir. We don't want anybody else hurt.
I know.
That's what we're doing. We're trying to get him out.
after no response, police still stand around without much urgency. Over the course of the next nearly 30 minutes, we see more officers arrive. The video obtained by CNN cuts out moments before police breach the classroom and kill the shooter at 12:51 local time. By then, many young, innocent children and their two teachers were dead. And so, Ryan, this certainly paints a more complete picture. Remember, that video that leaked of the school hallway really upset the mayor here, Mayor Don McLaughlin. He was furious over that leak because he felt it was unfair to the families, and he also felt that it was unfair to the investigation because it only showed us one side of what was going on at that school. And so this new video, and this is why he released it, Ryan, what I think our viewers need to understand is that the district attorney, the investigators here, have been holding this video back. And he felt that out of transparency, for transparency purposes, out of fairness, that this side of the investigation, that this side of what happened that day needed to be released. He potentially faces some kind of consequences for doing this, but he says he doesn't care. He's even been afraid that perhaps the district attorney would prosecute him if he was to release this information. But he feels that in fairness to the family, in fairness to this investigation, that it needed to be released. And the other thing we should note for viewers is that we did not publish this. We did not air this video until we knew that family members had been made aware that this video existed and that the mayor said that he would be releasing it. And so we took a lot of that into consideration, of course. But I think this video was very important. It takes, people inside the halls of that school. It shows the police response and just how terrible it was, how some of the decision making was very confusing. You had officers outside who really didn't know what was going on inside. And as we've heard all day, there was no command structure. There was no one making decisions, and it was kind of a free-for-all. And I think this video illustrates that. It also shows that officers were getting kids out of the other classrooms, of course, and rescuing those kids. But significant, of course, in all of this is the fact that this police response just really was so bad, and I think that's what this video illustrates. And that's why the mayor said, look, I know this is going to probably not be great for us, but it needs to be released. And as they announced today, they will be making changes to the police department and also enhancing some training and making some new measures so that hopefully, of course, this doesn't happen.